Hey there, and welcome. Today, we're going to dive into a workflow that is a total game changer for content creation. I mean, what if you could take just a line of text and a picture, and have a system automatically turn that into a fully published social media video? Sounds kind of like magic, right? Well, let's pull back the curtain and see exactly how it works.
Okay, if you're a creator, you know this feeling all too well, right? That constant, never-ending pressure. You've got to script, then record, then edit, then post, over and over again. It's this relentless content treadmill, and honestly, it's a fast track to burnout. But here's the thing, what if you could just automate all of it?
And that is exactly where something called the AI Monk workflow comes into play. Think of it like a digital assembly line for your content. Seriously, you just feed it a simple script and an image on one side, and out the other side pops a completely finished, ready-to-go, published social media video. It's pretty incredible.
So you're probably wondering, how does this magic actually happen? Well, it's not just one single tool doing all the heavy lifting. Nope, it's a whole team of specialized AI services, all working together like a perfectly oiled machine. This is basically your new automated content crew, working for you 24/7.
Okay, so this whole workflow is powered by 6 key services, and each one has a very specific job. The best way to think about it is like a film crew, right? First up, you've got Google Sheets. That's your script supervisor. It holds all the basic info. Then you have 11 Labs. That's your voice actor. Cloudinary is like the production assistant, handling storage and making sure files get where they need to go. Wavespeed.ai, that's your animation department, bringing things to life. Creatimate is the post-production house, adding all the branding and final touches. And finally, Upload Post, that's your distribution team, pushing it live to the world.
So, we've met the crew. But how do all these pieces actually fit together? Let's walk through the process step by step and see this digital assembly line in action.
The entire thing really breaks down into 4 main phases. It's super simple. First, the script gets a voice. Second, that voice and an image get turned into a video. Third, the finished video gets its final polish and branding. And fourth, the finished thing gets posted online automatically. That's it. Simple, clean, and yeah, incredibly powerful.
All right, Phase 1. Everything kicks off in a place we all know. A simple Google Sheet. The automation just grabs the script text and a voice ID that you've already picked out and shoots it straight over to 11 Labs. And this is where it generates a voiceover that sounds, well, remarkably human.
And what's cool is you have a ton of control here. This isn't just some generic robot voice. You can actually go in and tweak these parameters, like stability and similarity, to get the performance just right. You can see here the speed is set to 0.8, which gives it a more thoughtful, deliberate pace. As soon as that audio is generated, it gets saved to Cloudinary, which then creates a public URL, and that URL is the key to the next step.
Okay, on to Phase 2, the animation. So the workflow takes that audio URL we just made, grabs the image URL from your original spreadsheet, and sends them both over to Wavespeed.ai. And this is where the magic really starts to happen. It takes that static image and animates it to speak the words from the script. This creates the core of your video.
Now, this next part is really interesting because it's a pause. The workflow literally just waits for 1 minute. And no, that's not a bug or a glitch. It's actually a super important step. It's a built-in buffer to give Wavespeed.ai enough time to finish generating the video before the assembly line moves on to the next station.
Okay, Phase 3. The raw video is done, so now it's sent over to Creatimate for what's basically post-production. It automatically applies a template that you've already designed. This is where it adds your logo, any branded overlays you use, even captions, all the stuff that gives the video that final professional polish.
And hey, sound familiar? Just like before, the workflow hits the pause button again. Another 1-minute wait. And again, this is on purpose. It gives Creatimate the time it needs to render that final high-quality video with all the branding baked right in. You could call it automated patience, really, making sure every step is perfectly complete before the next one starts.
And here we are, the final step, Phase 4, distribution. The beautiful finished video gets sent to a service called Upload Post. This is the last handoff. It takes the video file, the title you wrote back in your spreadsheet, and even a first comment to get the conversation started, and it posts everything directly to Instagram as a reel. And that's it. Process complete. From spreadsheet to social media without you lifting another finger.
All right, so let's just take a step back for a second and look at the whole picture. What we've just walked through is a process that transforms one simple row of data in a spreadsheet into a live, engaging video on your social feed. Pretty wild, right?
I mean, look at this.
The transformation is just remarkable. On one side, you have the before, the input, a simple image URL and some text in a spreadsheet. And on the other side, the after, a fully published Instagram reel with a title, a first comment ready to go, the whole shebang. That, right there, is the power of this kind of automation.
You know, seeing this whole digital assembly line laid out like this is kind of mind-blowing. It really gets you thinking, doesn't it? So I'll leave you with this question. If you could automate any part of your own creative work or your business, what would be the very first thing you'd hand over to the machines? Something to think about. Thanks so much for watching.